Okay, so we introduced the concept of objects in the last lesson, and we talked about data types. What we're going to do right now is just go through some of the common data types and show how we can use the object elements, specifically the methods and the properties to that are built into JavaScript without having to build our own. We can use those in our programming. We're going to start off with strings. I've broken strings into two different lessons, and today we're going to do the length property and then several methods to act on it. So let's go in here. Let's clean this up a little bit. And this is all in your sample code if you want to take a look at it. What you're going to do is we have a button built in, and I created a sentence, a variable string sentence called sentence equal. Mr. O'Leary is doing great in this class. And then I created an alert function that shows the value of that sentence in the alert box. All right, so you've already done that. We're good there. I wish I could get that to move over a little bit, but you'll see what we're doing. So what we want to do first is recognize that there is a built-in method called length. So we'll call that sentence length. And we're going to have that be sentence. Actually, that's confusing. We'll call this how long, okay? And we're going to say that's sentence, our data type, and it's also an object, remember, and then called length, and that's a built-in property of the string. So we didn't have to program that. That's already built in. But remember, in the last lesson, we saw that we can create properties. We can mix and match all this stuff. We just want to know what are the ones that are available for strings. And so then here, rather than showing the sentence, I'm going to show how long is the sentence, right? So I'm going to use the alert box over and over again, and just whatever variable I create, I'm going to put in here. So this is taking the string called sentence that I created, the variable string called sentence, and I'm accessing the property of that string by typing the string name dot length, and I'm assigning that to a variable called how long, and then I create alert how long. Okay, 39 characters. Great. So now that's pretty much it for the length, for the properties, but there are lots of string methods. So let's use one of the string methods here. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, the first method that we're going to use is changing something to uppercase. So it has a built-in method that will change the string to uppercase or change it to lowercase. So let's just do that real quick. Change to uppercase. That's a variable I just created. And the method is called sentence to uppercase. And now I just change what I want to show here. Change to uppercase. Now remember, I could call this, tomato if I wanted to. This is not a reserved word. This is a variable that I just created. This, on the other hand, is a built-in method of the string property. So now, if I save work and show web page, it takes it and says, Mr. O'Leary is doing great in this class. Okay, so now we do that again, just to show off this method. Change to lowercase. And lowercase. Okay, it moves it all down to lowercase. All right, so there's some basic methods that you have access to. Another one here is called index of, and that's going to tell us for any particular letter what is its position number. So we're going to say first position equals sentence index of. We'll see if I got the right, whether it's capitalized or not here in a second. Index of, and let's find out where the letter G is in our sentence. And so then we change here to first position. All right, so it's probably index of. Right, so then that tells us that that's at the 18th position. Now you also have the ability to do the last position. So let's say one of the words in here that has multiple locations, last, let's see what that's called. Let's go into our sample code. Last index of, last position equals sentence, last index of, so it's camelback. And we'll see, like, I think I has multiple positions, so we'll see where I is. And call that last position. All right, so that tells us that that was the last one's at the 31st element. And then another one here that we want to do is something called, we'll call that what's there. And this is where you give it a number and it tells you what character is there. So sentence, car at, character at, and then we just give it a number. And we'll say number 7. And it's going to tell me what is there. What's there? And so that tells me that a letter A is at character position number 7. All right. So those are just 4 ones that I wanted to show you. 4 or 5 ones I wanted to show you up front. I will show you one other thing. So you see me. It says Mr. O'Leary is doing great in this class. Well, you know, technically that's not my name. Technically my name is Mr. O'Leary with an apostrophe, but you can't put an apostrophe in here, or at the very least there's different ways to treat special characters. So JavaScript gives you a way to handle that, and what you do is you put a backward slash. This is the thing above your enter key on your computer, and then you type in your character. And what that does is it tells the browser that this is a special character that needs to be interpreted. So now I can save, let's change this to sentence. You see it says now Mr. O'Leary is doing great in this class. And I can do that with other things like double quotes. You know, it would be hard for me to do double quotes when I have my quotations on the outside of my sentence. I put in here, but I can do that. Mr. O'Leary with 2 quotes. You can also use that to do carriage returns, so that you break your sentence. I think it's N. You see, breaks it into 2 lines. I made a list of the different special characters for you right here on your lesson. Okay? All right, so that's it for today. And what we're going to do tomorrow is go through a few more of these methods that you can use to manipulate text, some that are pretty cool.